So this is the Rockford Watch Factory building, originally constructed in 1875. The first wing, which runs east-west, that was 1875 to 1880, and then shortly thereafter this north-south wing was actually added on. So when we're up on the third floor, you can actually see the original soffit still in place on the north side of the original structure. Rockford Watch Factory operated here until 1915. They manufactured railroad pocket watches. 1915, the business actually closed, and from my understanding, the mechanisms that they used in the watches were so far ahead of their time, it was actually the downfall because nobody really knew how to work on them. So they were very popular in the railroad industry because they kept such precise time. After 1915, Rockford Public Schools actually acquired the building, and right here down in the middle of the block was the original Rockford High School. So this was mainly Rockford Public Schools campus. At one point in time, every single building on this block all the way down to Walnut Street was all interconnected. So RPS used it until the 1950s, and at that time they actually built some additions along the outside, which you can kind of see the outlines of on the facades when we go around. A lot of those additions had like small machine shops and stuff like that they used for vocational training. At some point in the 1950s, the RPS sold the building and the property to W.F. John Barnes, which operated the Ingersoll factory, which is now UW Health Sports Factory. So they operated here. They primarily used it for office space, and then the industrial additions were used for machine shop type work as well to support W.F. John Barnes. At one point in time, there was actually a walkway from the second floor all the way over to the sports factory back in the 50s. Fast forward into the 80s when Ingersoll was operating at the sports factory and they started slowing down. They sold this building to a couple small machine shops in town. Rockford Linear Actuation was most recently in here until we acquired the building in 2014. Shortly after that, we tore down some of the non-historic additions onto the building, which gave us additional parking space for the sports factories, and that's kind of where we're at today. In 2021, we used a US EPA grant, $150,000 to clean out the building, secure it, and remove all friable asbestos. So now we've got it positioned and it's ready for development.